It is a hot, sweaty, sultry Sunday in Sylvania, Ohio. Highland Meadows Golf Club, the final round of the Marathon Classic, where Canada's Brooke Henderson is in search of her second victory this season and the 7th of her brief but brilliant LPGA Tour career. Trying to chase her down, Brittany Lincecum. She won the first event this season down in the Bahamas, and she's got a lot on her mind as she gets ready to tee it up on the PGA Tour next week down in Kentucky. Grant Boone and Judy Rankin watching this shootout here today in Sylvania. This was Lincecum beginning the day, one shot off the lead, her second at the third.
It's a golf course that you would like to get off to a very fast start, and shots like that help.
She would roll that in to get to 11 under and tie Brooke Henderson. Brooke playing in the pairing right behind her. This for birdie at that same third. And so she regains the lead by 1. Henderson would par the 4th, and then at the 5th hole, the second shot.
Just up over the hill and then down a little bit. Front hole location, very near, perfect.
She would tap that in, as you would expect, and she would move to 13 under, and her lead at that point was 2. Her lead was down to 1 when she got to the 6th hole. Not for long. Back to a 2-shot lead. To 14 under par, 3 birdies in her first 6 holes, beginning the day with a 1-shot advantage. But Lincecum at the 7th, with the roars echoing around Highland Meadows, she would roll that in. She got to 12 under par, then at the par 4 9th to get within 1.
Golf course where the scores go low, you have to make all those putts when you give yourself opportunities.
A week after Se-Young Kim went 31 under in Wisconsin, it's Brooke Henderson at 14 under as she makes the turn. Brittany Lincecum 1 shot back. Austin Ernst has had a terrific day. 1 victory for Austin back in 2014. Tidapa Sawanapura, the young Thai player, is tied for 3rd place. Jackie Concolino's picked up a couple of shots. We've seen some 65s today, and there's the amateur Jennifer Kupcho. She won the NCAA championship back in May, trying to become one of the rare amateurs to win on the LPGA Tour. Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Sylvania, Ohio, it's final round coverage of the Marathon Classic presented by Owens Corning and OI. Well, the world's best women golfers have been coming here for more than half a century. This event began just north of Toledo back in 1984. We are in Sylvania, just about 10 minutes or so north of downtown Toledo. Highland Meadows hosted an LPGA event back in the mid-1960s that Judy played in. Sandra Haney won it. Great crowds as always here in Northwest Ohio. Judy and I are joined by Jim Gallagher Jr. and Karen Stupples and Gail Graham are on the ground on this steamy Sunday. We take you out to the 11th hole and say hello to Jim Gallagher.
Gail, this is Brittany Lincecum's second shot. Thank you, Grant.
Really nice tee shot down the right-hand side. She's got 153. Little grip 8 iron.
Oh, wow. Greens are maybe a little softer over the weekend. Friday they got really firm, but scores are a lot better this weekend for sure. Brooke Henderson here at the 11th tee. Karen?
She's normally a really aggressive player. The last couple of holes she's been a bit cautious. Hasn't really been able to hit her little wedges in close, but needs a good drive here. There is out of bounds down the right. It's a blind tee shot, so you have to pick a target.
That's starting up the left side.
That is.
nestled down this hole location on the back right portion. This green has the most movement of most of the greens, Grant.
Let's meet our featured pairings in their own words, presented by JDX.
Hi, my name is Jackie Concolino. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm a Vanderbilt alum, class of 2009. Huge hockey fan. Go Leafs, go.
Hi, I'm Brittany Lincecum from Seminole, Florida, and I was a rookie in 2005.
My name is Angela Stanford. I'm from Saginaw, Texas, and I played at TCU. Go Frogs.
Hi, I'm Brooke Henderson from Ontario, Canada. I won my first major when I was 18.
So we have a hockey fan in Jackie Concolino, and we have former hockey player in Brooke Henderson. Featured pairings brought to you by JDX. Let's take you to the 18th. The par 5. Have a third shot for Charlie Hull. And you see she is number 19 in the race to the CME Globe.
Trouble off the tee.
This isn't much trouble, is it?
Beautiful shot.
One of the leaders on tour in birdies, and the Englishwoman will have a short one there for birdie at the par 5 18th. Back-to-back par 5s. Closing out Highland Meadows.
Now back to the 11th green.
And Jim, Missy Peterson just mentioned to me as she was coming up to the green that Brittany's asked her 3 times to please keep her below the hole. Missy's kind of shaking her head because Missy's not the one hitting the shot.
It's always tough for the caddy to control the ball, isn't it?
It really is.
This is a pretty quick putt coming down this slope.
This is a very fast putt. It may wiggle a little to her left. She really needs to just get started on line.
Missy and Brittany are the closest of friends, but that is almost asking for more than a friend can do for
yeah.
you.
Yeah, it takes it to another level.
Baby.
Yeah, it's a tough read. As you said, ooh, that thing got away from her a little bit. Probably the fastest putt on the golf course, or one of them. This game would drive you
Precisely why
crazy.
you want to keep it below the pin there, Jim.
Exactly, Gail. It's hard to do, though, especially when you're aggressive like that. But you've got to carry it far enough on the screen. There's so much movement to it. And they are holding a little better on the weekend. Back to you, Grant.
All right, Jim, thank you. Welcome to Sunday here at Highland Meadows, the Marathon Classic, the 33rd playing. It's a great event with a great history of players coming from behind, a great history of playoffs here as well. And Judy, as you look at the top of the leaderboard, which was really bunched up through 3 days, it's stretched out a little bit, and you've got 2 proven winners going toe-to-toe here.
Yeah, this could really get fun as the afternoon goes on with Brooke Henderson and Brittany Lincecum. Let's take a minute and see if we can make this 3.5-footer. There you go. Anyway, they are different kind of players, I think. You have one in Brooke Henderson who absolutely loves the pressure. You have one in Brittany Lincecum who sometimes shies away from the pressure. They are equally good players.
Brittany seems almost impervious to it. She just kind of does her own thing. Brittany Lincecum, who's won 8 times, a couple of majors. She's got a lot on her mind. As we said, she's going to play on the PGA Tour. She's focused, it appears now. She's got a chance to win, and as you say, she's been out here at a long time, rookie, as she said in our JDX featured pairings, rookie 2005. Opportunities to win, even for veteran players, they don't come along every week.
No, I mean, every single week I say it is really hard to win, and that is the truth. But Brittany said something that tells you a lot about her personality and her competitiveness. She was leading the tournament yesterday when she did an interview, and she said, well, maybe somebody will make a couple of birdies coming in and I'll be a little more comfortable. So she doesn't mind being that one shot behind or whatever. In fact, I think she likes that better than being the one that's chased.
She came from behind to beat Shan Chen Feng, world #1, down in the Bahamas earlier this year. So Brooke Henderson with a chance for a second win. Same for Brittany Lincecum. And there is Brooke at the 7th, sizing up her situation, Jim.
Yeah, this is her tee shot in the left rough. Karen, what's she have from here?
Actually, it's not that bad of a lie. There is a bit of grass.
Yep, I like that too.
There is a bit of grass behind the ball that might cause this to jump just a little bit. She's got 137 to the hole, but I think a shot of 10 less than that, 125 to 127, should give her the desired effect, because on the angle that she's hitting, she's going to be hitting onto the downslope. And she does have a 9-iron, which should be the right club for this.
Yeah, a little bit of a false front, kind of a bowl, upside down saucer look to the screen, spine through the middle. Oh, this is an excellent shot. Needs to get down, though. That's not too bad from there, actually. That's really good. Be tough to do from the fairway. For 12.
And the ball is away of Brittany Lincecum.
And she's laid it a fairway back, but it's right in the center of the fairway.
All right, you got a couple of big hitters, a couple of players who have proven that they can seal the deal. Brooke Henderson and Brittany Lincecum, 1 and 2 on the top of the leaderboard on this Sunday in Sylvania, Ohio.
Welcome to the Marathon Classic, presented by Owens Corning and OI. My name is Gary Heminger, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Marathon Petroleum Corporation. We have recently expanded our headquarters here in Findlay, Ohio. Our commitment to this region is one of the many reasons Marathon Petroleum is proud to be title sponsor of this prestigious LPGA event. For well over a century, Marathon Petroleum has been dedicated to providing consumers with the energy that makes modern life possible. Our 43,800 employees and over 5,500 independent dealers are all committed to enriching the communities where they work and live. Since this tournament began in 1984, it has contributed over $10 million to 170 children's charities. We thank the players and fans like you. Each year, we are excited to bring the best of the LPGA to Northwest Ohio and watch these skilled and talented women compete at the highest level. We thank you, and we hope you enjoy this year's Marathon Classic.
Out to 11, Angela Stanford, her third shot here, just right of the green.
Yeah, she struggled around the front 9, but chipped in at the 10th and has another opportunity here.
Going back up the slope, so right in the back of her stance. A little bump and run. Oh, no, she didn't. She is going to fight it out. Get off to a slow start there on the front 9, but fighting back nicely at 10 and 11.
That's a rare thing to chip it in
Twice?
2 holes in a row.
It helps the putting stats, doesn't it?
Yeah, it helps a lot of stats, absolutely. And it brings a smile to your face. This is what we were talking about here. Also back in her stance there at the 10th hole. Kind of nestled down. Keeps those hands nice and low. And guess what? That was in the left center. 11 was in the middle of the hole. So I like that. Textbook chipping.
Bottom of the hole that counts, Jim.
That's exactly right.
This is at the 12th. One back, Brittany Lincecum.
Go.
This from 151 9-iron.
At least I stayed short of the pin this time.
At least she stayed short of the pin. That was the goal. Back to 11.
Brooke Henderson for birdie at 11.
Awkward coming off this range. It will want to shoot it to the right pretty straight away, but does it break into the left?
It should go left now. Bump just a little bit. So much speed to that putt, Karen. It's just hard to make yourself hit it hard enough.
Well, this is the 5th time that Brooke Henderson has had the lead or a share of it going into the final round. And back there in San Francisco, the Swinging Sir, she wasn't even a member of the LPGA Tour. She actually had to fly overnight from San Francisco to the Dallas-Fort Worth area to try to Monday qualify for that next event. And 3 out of 4, Jim, is pretty good.
Very impressive. Well, this for par. Not much in this. Oh.
All right, Brooke.
Made me a little nervous. Maybe not her, but good save. Let's go up to 12.
And here is Jackie Concolino playing with Brittany Lincecum.
110 to the front, 127 to the hole. This little 9-iron.
She's tried so hard to play a calm rounds of golf this week, and her words, stay level-headed.
As you see, she is 3 back, tied for 4th place.
Over to 15, our first look, Miriam Lee. Now this for birdie. She made birdie back at 14. This to get to -11. Would only be 3 back. It's staying on line, tracking. There you go. Finished second here a couple years ago. Losing playoff to Lydia Ko in 2016. So a lot of success there. So back-to-back birdies, 5 for the day. Let's go back over to 12.
Okay, so Brooke Henderson, flawless scorecard today. 3 birdies, the rest pars. She and her sister Brittany look on the tee at 12, Karen.
And this one, you know, is a little dogleg to the right. The trees on the right that have come into play on our right hole location, it's not so much in play today with the flag at the back left of the green. So this fairway is pretty wide for Brooke today.
Karen, you noted that she didn't hit the ball great as crisply or squarely as she often does, and then she said that very thing after the round yesterday.
There was a few drives that really wasn't up to sort of the Brooke Henderson standard that I've seen, especially at the KPMG Women's PGA. She drove the ball tremendously there. And yesterday it just seemed to lack just a little bit of pop through impact.
How was the pop there?
That was pretty good. It's going to set herself up nicely with just a short club in.
12's a good, solid par 4. Up on the green, Brittany Lincecum with a putt longer than she had hoped for out in the fairway, but this to tie for the lead.
And it'll have a pretty good swing from right to left. She's got to be careful it doesn't get away from her, low and away from her.
It didn't.
See, she found it.
She's got a share of the lead back at 14 under, 4 birdies through 12 holes, as you see. She and Brooke Henderson tied for the lead, each looking for a second victory this season. Let's take you up ahead to the 17th.
This is her for eagle. This is her 3rd shot here at the par 5. Currently -11. Opening up that club face, gonna loft it up there. Oh, nice. Oh yes.
They're going in
She's
from
one,
everywhere.
but they are made up for that bogey at 16. So just 1 back. Still with the 18th to play. Nice.
Jim, she's got a lot to play for. A chance to make it into the Rico Women's British Open. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Jackie Concolino, Gail for birdie.
Pretty quick coming down the hill here, Grant. A little left-right swing. Just trying to keep pace with Brittany.
That looked good. She thought she had a chance there. She is 3 back of her fellow competitor Lincecum and Brooke Henderson in the pairing behind her.
Second shot at the 13th. Jennifer Captro, NCAA champ. There's your dad, Mike, on the bag. Talked to him. He walked a lot of miles watching her daughters play, but she's lost this out just a little bit. That's going to go down the slope. The week she's had, NCAA champion, has had a wonderful year. It's turned out to be a wonderful player.
We have a par putt for Austin Ernst. Is to post 12 under. Judy, with back-to-back par fives, posting a number and hoping that the players come back to you at this event really isn't very likely, is it?
No, it's not very likely. I don't think you hold out a whole lot of hope with those last two holes looming for people who kind of rip it off the tee and are playing well.
Well, ball comes flying in there before Ernst can even get off the green. Let's take a look at the course setup brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America, Highland Meadows. You saw it many moons ago, Judy, for the first time.
Long time ago when I was a teenager. But first things first, we should thank Greg Pattison and his staff. The golf course is in beautiful shape. The greens are smooth, and they seem to remain smooth throughout the day, rolling as fast as 12 on a stimp meter. 3 par 5s on this golf course. Beautiful condition, and I think that helps players raise their game.
Well, Brooke Henderson's going to have to raise her game now. She is tied for the lead with Brittany Lincecum.
So it should be 7 yards short.
Good drive here at the 12th.
Yes, 12th has played as the third hardest hole on the golf course this week.
What are you thinking? It's only like 5 yards short in the boat. Okay, whatever. What are you thinking? Like 125.9. 25 to 28. Because, so? Well, you'd have to hit the wedge 125 or more. That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, it is a little hot, so it might go a little further, but 125 to 128 should land like 28.30. Okay, and you think it's that holding? That's allowing no release. Yeah, but it's been holding every day for us, hasn't it? On this one? Yeah.
For the record, Britt playing on the Symetra Tour. She was a professional herself and quite a good player.
That's good. Right at the trunk.
And I think you could pretty much tell, Judy, that she was really in between clubs there, whether it's going to be at the big pitching wedge or just a little 9. There is some wind helping too. Trying to decide if it was going to release or not. Definitely should air to the right side of this whole location.
Big hop.
It landed pin high.
It did land about pin high, Brooke. Tied for the lead, Henderson and Lincecum as we go to 13.
13th tee, Brittany Lincecum. Looks like fairway wood. Dog leg left.
Just playing for position, Jim. Try to give herself a good number in. This hole curves a little right to left. Sets up very well for her.
That might be a little tree trouble there as it comes up that left side.
Hand slipped.
Ooh.
Oh, and that one is just...
Oh, it actually got a great kick. That is unbelievable. That is a huge break. That would have been just stymied back over there.
Henderson's the former goalie. Brittany gets the kick save.
Well, sometimes you got to have those kind of breaks. Here, we'll take another look at it. Just trying to keep it up the left side. Started it out, overcooked it just a little bit. But guess what? Base of the tree and another fairway hit. We have a two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. Plenty of golf left. We'll be right back.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Marathon, fueling the American spirit. CME Group, how the world advances. And by Win Grips, the best grips in golf. Brittany Lincecum birdie 12. Brooke Henderson trying to answer.
And this is a tough putt to read. The feelings is that you want to be further left of the hole because of the way the green slopes off towards the right.
Looked like a pretty good putt, didn't it? That to stay tied to 13.
Just a moment ago, Kipcho for her par to stay at -9. Oh, just tugged it a little, birdie and a bogey. Back in a fairway live, Lincecum's second shot.
116 to the hole, needs to carry it 108 to the flat over the bunker. It's a little wide right.
Yeah, got away with the tee shot and right down to where Kipcho hit it. That's a tricky little two-putt from there. Goes up a little bit of a ridge and then to the left. Take a look at this, Judy.
Yeah, she carries her hands very low, very close to her body. Gets it on the outside, which she did not used to do. Has always fought turning the ball over, hitting it left. That wasn't the case right there.
Jackie Concolino's second here at the 13th.
Perfect tee shot here. 80 to the flag.
Jackie a couple under on her round. Just 3 back.
Looks pretty good distance-wise.
I'd say. Yeah.
You could see her slide
She's
that club
sliding that club
forward
away.
again
Yeah, makes me nervous
at the address
sometimes, but
position.
she knows what she's doing. I'm not going to second guess that. Still a two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. Marathon Classic. Back at the 13th, Brittany Lincecum, long putt for birdie. This is where Jennifer Kipcho just 3-putted from.
And Jim, that would be easy to do. This green has a big slope from back to front and from right to left. As she's looking at her putt, she's a little bit above the hole, so it's going to have a big swing from right to left. And the last few feet of the putt are downhill.
Yeah, that's where Jennifer left it about 5 feet short and left. Really gets breaking there about halfway through.
got to go.
Yeah, that was the same. That's actually even worse result than. Now Brooke Henderson on the tee here at the 13th.
And I think getting to this hole location is set up by putting your drive in the correct spot on the fairway. Down the right side is ideal. Brooke Henderson said in her interview that she wasn't sure if she was going to look at leaderboards, but I can confirm that she definitely took a long look at the leaderboard behind the green at the last hole.
Yeah, you got to know where you stand, Karen, especially at this point. Up to 14.
And here is the NCAA champion, Jennifer Kupcho.
Team moved farther back today, closer to that beautiful red car. 175 yards.
She couldn't win it, though, could she? As an amateur? She would have to turn pro if she were to make an ace. It's a moot point at this stage, but a fine shot. 13.
Yeah, Brittany Lincecum for par. Already had 2 3-putts this week.
And this is a difficult one.
Stroke's been good, though. All right, now you need to go back through your routine right here, Judy. I think it's a real important part. You just get back to where you started from. That worked, though.
That was a confident stroke.
When you're stroking it like that, I guess it doesn't matter if you have a routine.
And she's almost better from that distance when she's under a lot of pressure than she is from 4 feet.
Yep.
At the par 5 18th, Tidapa Suwanapura holed out her third shot at 17 for eagle. You gotta be kidding. Almost. That would have been to take the lead outright. She'll have that to join Lincecum and Henderson at 14 under. Her career best finish is a tie for 7th at Kingsmill back in 2014. There's the scorecard, a whole bunch of threes. And she's playing, Judy, for a little something else as well.
Yeah, and those 5 players who are going to earn their way to the Rico Women's British Open, it would certainly look like this Tidapa has locked up one of those spots, maybe the first spot.
That would have given her, again, the lead outright. Back to 13.
Concolino for birdie. Should have got a good read, Gail. Off
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, Jim. Maybe a little less break than Brittany's.
Still got to be firm with it. Oh, she just popped it just a little. Jackie will still stay 3 back. Man, you got to make that putt at this point. 2 birdies on the card, 5 and 10, so still 3 back. Up to 14.
And Jennifer Kupcho for birdie to get back to 9 under. There have only been 5 amateurs to win an LPGA Tour event. Lydia Ko is the only one in the last half-century. Kupcho with a tremendous week.
Jennifer's in her first LPGA start, although she has played a couple of U.S. Opens.
Well, Stacey Lewis is a Toledo-born player, now living in Houston, but this was at the 14th for birdie. This is her last event before she takes maternity leave due in November. And this is at the par 5 18th for eagle. 4 under on her round today, Judy.
Yeah, her mom and dad are here. I saw her dad, Dale, and he confirms that the family is in just a great place.
Husband Garrett on the bag. There he is. Does he get 10%, 7.5%, 5%, 100%?
I hope he does, because the Houston women's golf team is going to get it.
That's right. He promised to donate all of his winnings as caddy to the University of Houston golf program, which he helms. So a 5 under par 66 for Stacey.
Yeah, here's what desire is. Last night, with 1 round to play until next year, she was on the practice putting green working.
She had to stop that, Judy.
That's right.
Brooke
So
Henderson.
you're waiting for a helping hand? Well, I figured right at the first. Would you? Yeah. Because I do think this is enough if you go a little right of it. Yeah, but then the slope goes. No, the slope's like the guy in the green shirt. Or the blue. I mean, this is good. Pin's high too, right? Yeah, pin's high too. And you want to be a little past it anyway. Well, yeah, but you need something like high and soft to hold it. That's the only thing. I've got a couple of them.
There's a little indecision right now.
Okay, yeah, right up at pin's good.
Within Brooke's game as to what club to play, what the wind's doing, and ultimately you've just got to be decisive over the shot. What is a little difficult about this is that she's found a slight upslope, so it's going to put more loft on the ball. You have to be so precise with your distance control to get close to this whole location.
Tennessee's to pull it some, but
That's awesome.
yeah, that's a good shot. Yeah, it was good rhythm to that. She made the decision and stuck with it.
What did Brittany say, her caddy, her sister? High and soft?
It worked.
Par 3 14th, tied for the lead, Brittany Lincecum.
175. Really needs to only carry it about 165.
Almost 30 yards back today, Judy, than it was last couple of days.
Yep.
All right. All week long, players have had this at stake, a 2018 Camaro LT courtesy of the Northwest Ohio Chevy dealers. We have a two-way tie for the lead. At the 18th, Tidapa Suwanapura for the tie. Eagle, birdie, finish. And Tidapa Suwanapura with a final round 65. She will now sit and wait. Is it enough? She's tied with Henderson and Lincecum, who are an hour and a half or so behind her.
You were in a playoff with the greatest links player of all time in Tom Watson. And what did it feel like to be up against that?
I was distracted by being a sports fan and wondering what the heck Tom Watson was doing. You know,
like everybody else.
Every scoreboard I passed, I was looking up and thinking, hey, I wonder what Tom's doing. Didn't occur to me until about the 13th hole that I was right in the mix and I needed to kind of get on my own horse and start playing golf. But I was distracted to the point where I never got really nervous. It was a real blessing for me.
You never got nervous? Mm-mm. I'm nervous right now.
Verity's revealing conversation with 2009 Open champion Stuart Zink, plus Paul Goidas. It premieres tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel. To 13.
Brooke for birdie to take the lead.
Got a slight movement to the right, knowing that she knows exactly where she stands.
Here's the break. Yeah,
That's cruel around that hole.
Yeah, it's a little bumpy maybe. That's where everybody's walked up. Missed opportunity at the 13th, but that was a good solid putt. Just maybe started outside to the left, about an extra ball too much. Three-way tie there at the top of the lead. Signing. The LPGA players do a great job of. Back to 14.
Okay, Gail Graham, what does Brittany Lincecum have here for a second shot?
Whew, not much. Very, very poor lie. Not to mention the fact that it is straight downhill to the hole. I'd kind of like to lay the flag down behind the hole if I could to stop the ball. This is, I think contact is her main concern. How we're going to get a club on this because there's a fair amount of grass behind the ball. She really needs to just get it moving forward, land it on the fringe, and it will definitely trickle down all the way to the hole.
Statistically pretty good, Judy, scrambling. How would you characterize Brittany's short game?
Well, I think her putting is a little suspect from time to time. She tends to be a little bit of a streaky putter. If she gets going good, she gets a little confidence. If she misses a couple that she believes she should have made, she probably thinks about it a little too much.
Second shot, par 3.
Pretty darn good.
That is outstanding. I'm shocked that it stopped short of the hole.
A big swing for a short shot. And she'll have that to stay tied. Take another look. Doesn't break the wrists. That to stay tied at 14 under as we move ahead to the 17th.
Miriam Lee now for birdie to get to -12. Birdie here and eagle at 18 to get to 14. Got that one. And she's got the length to get to the 18th, so just 2 back. Nice birdie off the front edge for her. First finished second here a couple of years ago, so. It's back to 16.
Well, it is a big day for.
We have to accept that I stay short. It can be 10 meters.
Big day for sports in France.
I'm not going to be full.
Celine Herbin is trying to add
Little 52.
another notch in her country's athletics belt. So France wins the World Cup earlier today. Take a look at what Celine Herbin is trying to do. Through 54 holes, these players are not yet qualified for the Rico Women's British Open, and Celine Herbin is at the moment tied for 5th, and so they're going to take the top 5 players who are not otherwise qualified. So a lot to play for here in the next 45 minutes for Celine Herbin, who's really been showing some form in the last few weeks, working with Vicente Ballesteros, the brother of the great Seve.
Well, and the Women's British Open is so important to all players, but I think if you're European, one little tick even more so. Wedge or a 9-iron from a plateau up above a green that plays well down. Nice shot.
Celine will have that to get to 10 under. She's made 3 birdies in her last 4 holes. Back to the 14th. Lincecum for par.
Straight downhill.
Clutch. Tough up and down for Brittany Lincecum. Take you up to the 18th with 3 players tied for the lead. Henderson, Lincecum, and Tidapa Suwanapura, who has already posted. This is Emma Talley, tied for 6th. You see number 41, Judy, in the race to the CME Globe. A terrific rookie season for this former NCAA and U.S. amateur champion.
Well, she had a little trouble getting started as a professional, but she has got it figured out now. She had a really great week last week. It has turned over into this week. She got just a little firm with that putt, but as I watch her more and more, she is a player with a lot of physical strength and great attitude.
It is a three-way tie for the lead. Our final pairing has made it to the 14th, and Karen Stupples is with them.
And Brooke got a nice look from Angela Stanford's shot to the green. Angela's ball landed about 5, maybe even more than that, step short of the hole location and bounced over the back of the green. Angela used a 7. Brooke is using a 6. So she has to be fairly creative with how she sees this shot and where she wants it to land. Because this is quite a lot of club for this shot.
Poor tee shot yesterday here, made bogey. Seems to like that one a little more. Will it hold? Okay. Third on tour in greens in regulation. That one's getting better. 15.
Brittany Lincecum on this tee.
Missed it wide right yesterday and got a great break.
Well, most of the time when they pick up the tee,
it was perfect.
That's your result.
Yep.
It's both the way it feels off the club face and how you hear it in your ear.
You're exactly right.
So that's where the tee shot of Brooke Henderson has come to rest. She'll have that to take the lead at 15 under. I don't think anyone's going to run down the 14th fairway today like they often do.
Everything's a tad more serious come Sunday.
Well, and it's also, by the way, heat index near 100, Jim.
Yeah, Jennifer Kupcho for birdie. This to get to -9. There you go. All right. What a wonderful week. Your senior at Wake Forest this fall. Gets rid of -9. We have a lot of golf left. Three-way tie atop the leaderboard. Marathon Classic, Sylvania, Ohio.
Straight.
Frances Celine Herbin for birdie at the 16th is to get to 10 under par and to move into the top 5 on that special leaderboard within a leaderboard of those trying to make it to the Rico Women's British Open. The top 5 not otherwise qualified, when play ends today, will punch their ticket to Lytham. Right, this is Angela Stanford a moment ago at the 14th. She's chipped in a couple, Karen.
She has, and this one obviously looked good with the putter. The gallery was asking for it to get in the hole.
She would make her par. And now Brooke Henderson, tied with Suwanapura and Lincecum at 14 under, this to get to 15.
Difficult putt to be aggressive on. This downhill. And when you're not that aggressive on the putts, they do tend to wobble just a little bit more offline. But at this stage, I think Brooke could really do with seeing one go in the hole. Everybody enjoys just that little bit of cushion.
Well, she's been caught a couple of times this weekend, but she's yet to be passed, and now Brooke Henderson has regained the lead.
She and I both glad that hit the hole. It was picking up speed.
15.
Brittany Lincecum second at 15.
From 122, great angle.
Needs to get up just a little bit. Yeah, solid shot.
Put the brakes on.
I'm sure she heard that roar behind her.
A lot of commotion happening right now.
Yeah, there is a lot of commotion, and you're causing some of it, Brittany. Well, it's been a memorable week for Brittany Lincecum. She, for many years, has been staying with the Wynn family here in Sylvania, and that's Lizzie Wynn. That was a few years ago. Now Lizzie is playing in the event, missed the cut, but she's out there following Brittany, and she's with Gail Graham. Gail.
And she thanks Grant. She's a very interested spectator in what's going on today. Tell me, when Brittany started staying with your family, how old were you?
Ooh, I was probably 6 or 7 the first time.
Had you started to play golf yet?
That's, yeah, as we talked about earlier, she was kind of like the catalyst for me starting to play golf. You know, I was just starting to get into it, and she started staying with us, and I was like, oh, this is something I think I really want to do. She was always someone I looked up to on the golf course, so, you know, when I was younger, I always loved coming out here to watch.
And I understand you're standard bearer for her group several times and tried to get it more often than not.
Yeah, when I was a kid, you know, I would always work as like a runner and a standard bearer, and I would always be like, Brittany, like, can I please be the standard bearer for your group? So she'd always have a say kind of in that, so I would always get to watch her like close up, and it's really cool getting to, you know, get inside her mindset, especially when I was younger.
So what have you learned?
From her, honestly, she's probably one of the more like relaxed golfers, you know, that I've watched throughout the years, and I take from that, you know, like a steady mindset when going into, you know, golf. And she's always happy. Like, she's always smiling, no matter if she has a bad shot or anything. She really only takes really positive. So.
And so did you give her a little pep talk last night? What'd you guys do?
Last night we actually watched, like I told you before, we watched half of Mamma Mia yesterday, and we finished it today. It's usually when we go home, it's not about golf. It's just kind of about life, and I really like that because, you know, she comes home, we all just relax.
That's great. Let's watch her play. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Judy, got to meet the Wynn family earlier.
I did. Terrific family. She is a student and a player now for Seton Hall.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, Brooke Henderson's tee shot. Awkward tee shot. She hit it left yesterday.
Yeah, the pull was her mistake, and this one also going about the same spot.
Yeah, kicked out of the bunker, and like you said, on that nestled down. She hit a wonderful shot from there yesterday, but just an awkward tee shot for someone that draws it dogleg right.
Here's our defending champion, IK Kim, third shot at the par 5 18th. Looks like she's got it wide open there. Wow.
Yeah, she has not had a spectacular day. Pretty spectacular shot, I'll say.
It's a tradition here at the Marathon. The defending champion gets Monroe Street right around the golf course renamed for them. Take a look at the recent past champions here. Lydia Ko a couple of times. IK came from a couple behind to defeat Nelly Korda. Nelly was gunning for a spot on Julie Inkster's Solheim Cup team at that time. And then, of course, a couple of weeks later, IK won the Rico Women's British Open.
Women's British Open this year goes to Lytham, Royal Lytham and St. Anne's, and the women also will play at Gullen. If you've been watching on the Golf Channel, the Scottish Open, in 2 weeks the Women's Scottish Open also played at Gullen.
You think we'll see a 60 like we did today?
That golf course looks like those of us who don't hit it very far might hit it pretty far.
Yeah, it could use a little water. All right, on the left, you see where these players began in the race to the CME Globe, and the column to the right is their projected finish if it ends as it is now. Wichani Michai has really played well in the last several weeks, and her career best finish is 7th. She played exceptionally well today, a 65. Tied for 8th at the moment. There's the Wynn family, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but when Brittany was looking over at Lizzie being interviewed, had a little bit of a smile. Now this for birdie.
And she may be pinned high, but this is below the hole. It's a little bit uphill. Oh, just played. Thought it was going to go more right.
Wow, that went.
I think that whole relationship and Lizzie Wynn taking up golf and ending up a college player and possibly someplace really great after college, that's a real feather in Brittany Lincecum's cap.
I agree.
Well, you're right. It always takes somebody to spark it. That's the spark. Henderson with a one-shot lead. We'll be right back.
Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour welcome you back to Sylvania, Ohio, and the final round of the Marathon Classic presented by Owens Corning and OI. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jim Gallagher Jr., Karen Stupples, and Gail Graham. Some of the action from earlier. This was Brooke Henderson, second shot at the 5th. She began the day with a one-shot lead, and she had a one-shot lead when she hit this shot, which would soon become a two-shot lead. Tap-in birdie for Henderson, looking for her second victory of the season and the 7th of her career. Brittany Lincecum, also a winner this year. She was one back when she hit this putt at 12. Not an easy putt.
She didn't like her second shot.
No.
Likes it better now.
She liked that putt. She'll play on the PGA Tour next week. We go to the 15th, Jim.
Yeah, Brooke Henderson's second was right here yesterday, Karen.
Well, and I think this is harder. She's further back, therefore that tree, the pine tree that's in front of her, she's got a little gap that she can go above it, which I think she's taken. This has got to sit down though.
It does. She hit it to the front right yesterday, but that's coming in hot, and that's going to nestle down into the rough over the green. She'll have a lot of green to work with, but just no way to hold it. Got to hit it hard enough to get her over those cross bunkers just short.
Yeah, I just kind of overcooked it a little.
Up to 16.
And we're looking from behind. Brittany Lincecum here looks like less than driver, Gail.
Yeah, she doesn't need driver. Not many that she's playing today. This one just right down the right-hand side. Should be perfect.
She doesn't hover that 3-wood when she uses it the way she hovers the driver up in the air. She says with the driver it has helped her to stay away from the left. So if we see another tee shot, we'll watch it.
How about some news and notes? Brittany's idol, Laura Davies, wins the inaugural U.S. Senior Women's Open by 10 over Julie Inkster, the two most tournament-tested players. Still playing a lot on the LPGA Tour, finished 1 and 2. Our own Kay Cockrell made the cut, finished inside the top 50. Stephanie Kono, like Kay, a former UCLA Bruin, secured her first professional victory at the Donald Ross Classic. That's in French Lick, Indiana, on the Symetra Tour. And Yeleni No won the Girls Junior PGA Championship. Alexa Pano, whom we saw last week in Wisconsin, just 13 years old, finished 4th. Lucy Lee tied for 6th. Yeleni No qualifies for the Augusta Women's Amateur, the inaugural event next April.
What's the win, sorry?
All right, Brittany Lincecum, one shot back of Brooke Henderson, and next week Brittany Lincecum tees it up on the PGA Tour at the Barbasol Championship at Keene Trace, just outside Lexington, Kentucky. Coverage begins Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. I have a feeling we'll see a lot of Brittany Lincecum.
I mean, the reason I like the gap is because I do think there's health, there's heat, and it'll get high.
Yeah.
So I like being under this one.
Yeah, I don't think above this one is the best.
And I feel like a 20 shot, which might just get us a little closer, is probably gonna.
I mean, if this goes 18 and the hot today, it might go 820.
Yeah, which I'm fine.
Just doesn't need to spin backwards.
Yeah, I don't think it's a little dry slide, but that's fine. So we're just gonna have to go at it.
Perfect.
Good game plan, Gail?
Absolutely great game plan. Ball's a little bit above her feet. It's going to help her turn it from right to left. No problem with this gap wedge getting it all the way back there. And no problem clearing the tree, but didn't let it turn.
Another one she doesn't like, and
I'd take it.
yeah, in a similar spot to the one she made at 12 to tie the lead. If that's her bad shot, she's okay.
Brooke Henderson's third. Karen's got a lot of green to work with, but this is kind of a lot of movement to this green from where she is.
There isn't, and that's over the course of the days. These greens have really started to dry out, meaning that they're going to release a little bit more. You've got to judge how it's going to bounce. Yeah. It is sitting down and looking at where her sister Brittany's pointing. That's quite a bit of release. I think she can go to that nice little method that we've talked about a little bit, where you play the ball back in your starts, but play it with a somewhat of an open club face.
Yeah, you got to accelerate through. That's the key to this shot. So I'm going to go a little bit to her right. Got back in her stance, so it's out of run from the way she's playing this shot.
Roll out.
Keep going. It just didn't come out, but it's okay. All right.
Well, she missed her spot by about a yard.
Yeah, it just didn't quite maybe carry far enough, as you said, but otherwise that's not too bad. Has a chance for 4. Celine Herbin, this for eagle, this to get to -11. I think she's going to need at least to get to 11 to make that Rico Women's British Open. Just didn't get it quite far enough left, but she does a par 5, 18th to play. So stress-free birdie. I like those. I'm sure she does too. So 4 birdies on the back 9, making a run.
Christina Kim is another of those trying to get into the Rico Women's British Open's got to make this to have any chance. Now, opened with a 67. Good week for Christina Kim. 3 times a winner on the LPGA Tour. Solheim Cup stalwart. Even par today. Probably not going to be quite enough. to get one of those 5 qualifying spots. 15.
Yeah, guess what? Angela Stanford's going to chip this.
Well, then why wouldn't you? I mean, I think the last hole was somewhat of a surprise when she putted it. She's been so good with this club.
Not 3 on the side. Oh.
It had potential.
It sure did. That was a good shot. Well, once you make 2, you expect to make a 3rd, Grant.
We've had final round coverage of PGA Tour Champions Major, the Constellation Senior Players Championship from Exmoor Club in the Chicagoland area. Jeff Maggart, Scott McCarron tied for the lead. Going into the final round, Bart Bryant and Bernhard Langer lurking as he seems to always be. 5 o'clock Eastern time. When we're done here in Sylvania, Ohio, it's the Constellation Senior Players Championship. It is a busy month of majors on just about every tour.
Back at the green, 15th for Brooke Henderson. And this is the portion of the green, Karen, where a lot of the players the whole week have walked off. So,
yeah, this is true. There are quite a few footprints, if you could call them that, just where the grass just gets flattened down slightly. These greens are firm and in great condition, though. Brooke has already, so far today, made one really great save. It was on the par 5 7th hole. She was short right, completely short-sided, played her pitch out to just about this kind of range, and then she drained the putt. She could really do with another one of those putts.
Just to keep that 1-shot lead. Wait for it. Oh, that's unbelievable.
Really?
Really? That defines gravity. Wow. Well, bogey at the 15th for Henderson.
And now to take the lead at the 16th, Brittany Lincecum.
And this has a pretty good swing from right to left. Very, very similar putt to the one she did have in make at number 12. Just really like how she strokes these 15, 20 footers.
I think she liked that one, didn't she?
She was watching it.
She said there's a lot of commotion out here when she was back in the fairway, so there will be a little bit more now with the bogey from Brooke Henderson. Don't go away, Tidapa Suwanapura. You're tied for the lead again. She's finished with a 65. Henderson and Lincecum at 14 under as well. Now tied for the lead after a bogey at 15. Co-leader Brooke Henderson on the tee at 16.
Hit a drive that wasn't that great down here yesterday. She hit a bit puffy. I have a feeling that she's going to be a little bit hot under the collar after making that bogey. This is tattooed.
Oh, wow, look at the bounce.
It's 275 all the way to the end of that fairway.
She's found it. I still can't believe her putt didn't go in at 15.
You'd have thought the weight of the ball would have had it go in.
Tadapa Sawanapura just chilling. You said this earlier, Judy, this is not the kind of tournament with back-to-back par fives at 17 and 18 where you normally would post a number and then have a chance to win, but you don't leave, do you?
You're not going to get in your car and leave either.
She's going to have her career best finish, that's for sure. She's just 25 years old, but we said this yesterday, in her 7th season, she's a winner on the LET, and we've seen little glimpses here in the last few weeks.
She's got to get on the phone and get a reservation.
To the Rico. She's going. We know that much.
That's right.
She's going to go to the Rico Women's British Open by dint of this finish today. Brittany Lincecum making her way up the 17th, just a couple of holes left, and Brooke on her way down the 16th. We saw the fire at the KPMG when things weren't going her way on the front nine. She dispensed with a wedge.
She is the most mild-mannered, sweet-natured person.
Off the course.
Unless she's in a competitive situation.
Jim, you've known a few like that, right?
Yeah, I know a lot of them like that. Jennifer Kepcho, her 3rd here at the par 5. Only a length to get here in 2. That needs to release. How's your summer been? NCAA champ, Curtis Cup team member, and Arnold Palmer Cup. Had a lot going on. And now here.
And contending to win in your first ever LPGA event. Well, she had just an absolute heartbreak at the 2017 NCAA championships, made triple bogey on the next to last hole, but boy, no such disappointment this year at Karsten Creek in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Long birdie putt at the 16th gave her a 2-shot lead. She went to the 18th with a 1-shot lead, clinched it, and gives Wake Forest its first Women's Division I national championship. To me, coming back from the disappointment in 2017 made that all the more impressive.
Well, sure it did, and I think that's in the category of what doesn't, do you in, makes you a lot stronger.
These are the last 10 years of the NCAA Division I individual champions. Monica Vaughn played here last year because Kupcho had that stumble at the 17th hole. We're at the 16th here, and this is Angela Stanford, and this has been a tough few weeks for Angela, hasn't it, Judy?
Yeah, Angela's mother went through a lot of treatment, surgeries, and so on, and for breast cancer, and for 8 years she has been cancer-free, and suddenly, right now, she is not. So back in treatment, and pretty tough on Nan, her mom, the family. I'm sure that it only increased her desire to play well today.
Well, she's had some moments, chipping in a couple of times. Her mom, Nan, there in the middle. This is a very tight-knit family from Saginaw, Texas, just north of Fort Worth.
Yeah, and I can tell you from personal experience, you never completely know the dread disease is gone, and you have to stay vigilant, not just for a long time, but probably for the rest of your life.
And you are surviving.
I am. I go in for that blood test this next Tuesday, so count my blessings. All has been well, but Nan was well for a long time too.
Yeah. Okay, Karen. Brooke Henderson, second shot here.
You have 3 before it goes downhill, so it's like 95 to the downhill. But anything over the 86 is perfect. There's really no wind right now,
So like 85. So
yeah, like 85 to 88.
Okay,
But yeah.
Total yardage to the hole is 95. It's going to play from here maybe 3 yards down. Very little wind right now at this part of the green, at least none that will affect this shot too much.
This is a bit unlucky. What a tee shot, and it rolls through the fairway long.
I just restudied that yardage book, and actually this is about a 305 mark.
Yeah, there was some heat in that drive, Judy. This was well struck.
Tied for the lead. But it releases out of that rough. Brittany Lincecum, on the other hand, hit a tree and kicked back in the fairway at the 13th. So Brooke will be pitching from behind the green. 17, Jim.
Yeah, this is Brittany's tee shot here, Gail. Right in the left trees. What's she have left here?
This is a poor tee shot. 239 to the front of the green. She did have 3 wood out, taking a look at it. Now it looks like she's going to play a little smarter and play something out. Give herself a wedge in.
But it'll cover the bunker? I think the angle, if I could get it over there, would be better, no?
So maybe start at the thick tree, the draws fine, the stays are fine.
Gripping it, right?
Yeah.
With a good game plan, she does have a tree out in front of her about 30 yards that she's got to work the ball around.
She did lay up on Friday and made birdie with the wedge.
And this is hanging out to the right a little bit, but it should be fine if it stays in the fairway.
Oh, and that front hole location is going to be tough to get to. There's Jennifer Kupcho. This for birdie. She's currently a tie for 19th. Just to get to -9. Dad Mike can't even look. Oh, she's missed it right just a couple times coming in, but still a solid week. She still has the par 5. She has the length to get to 2 on the 18th.
Way harder to be a dad caddying than to play,
way
isn't it?
harder to watch, and the caddy's even twice as hard. So
what a week.
As Jennifer ahead to the 18th. We still have plenty of golf left. We'll be right back. Marathon Classic.
Third shot for Brooke Henderson at the 16th.
And that is disappointing because that was really inviting.
She'll have that to stay tied with Tadapa Suwanapura, who has finished, and Brittany Lincecum. There's Tadapa. And Brittany, who's playing the 17th. And there she is.
Yeah, she's laid it up in the rough, Gail.
A little bit of a dilemma. The iron she had definitely carried further than they intended.
How far? 6, 7. Where at? I think you just go like right from the tree. You can make that tree too far right. So we're trying to land us just a hair short. Yep.
She can only see the top half of the flag because of the lip of the bunker. She's got 87, 83 to carry.
Get it on the green. Give herself a chance for birdie.
That's coming up short.
Yeah, she actually got a good kick, but that was not a very good shot. You got to get the ball on the green and give yourself a chance from that spot. Made the mistake laying up, though.
The Web.com Tour wraps up its week at the Utah Championship tonight. Jim Knaus with the lead over Cameron Champ of Texas A&M. Should be a good one there at Oak Ridge Country Club, just outside Salt Lake City. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Steve Burkowski, Craig Perks, our entire Web.com Tour crew. Brooke Henderson has not been out of the lead all weekend. She's got this putt to stay, tied for the lead at 16.
And you think that competitive nature should really start to come out now. And I really think that she could do with that fire, that little bit of heat that she feels inside, to make her determined right now. You can't get down on yourself because you hit a poor chip. You've got to be thinking about this one putt coming up now.
I don't know if the shot just took off on her or what, but the second shot just wasn't played really well when you consider she was coming from the rough. Flew the ball all the way to the hole.
She seems to be doing that a lot today, Judy, just flying it just too far.
Is that a little adrenaline, you think?
It could be, and I think these greens have firmed up just enough that they're not spinning like she's used to seeing.
Took the lead with a birdie at 14, but now back-to-back bogeys will drop her one shot back of Suwanapura, who has finished, and Lincecum at 17. This was the par putt at 15, and we're still wondering how this didn't drop. She didn't really wait the full 10 seconds. Went ahead and tapped it in for bogey. Dropped her back into a tie, and now she's given another one back. 17.
Brittany Lincecum's fourth shot.
Not an easy one.
Oh, that hit hard. Oh, the last two pairings are struggling here coming in. She's got left for par on a par 5. She could easily reach in 2.
That hole
made the
at
mistake.
17 is only 12 feet on the green.
It is. It is. It's tight in there.
This is Henderson for bogey at 16. Brittany will see some tight pins next week on the PGA Tour, won't she?
You betcha. You betcha.
So now back-to-back bogeys in Henderson for the first time this weekend. She took a share of the lead into the third round Saturday. She's now out of the lead. And Tadapa Suwanapura is sitting pretty. 65.
She might want to go to the range.
She's saying, look, she's cheering on someone at 18. I think she's cheering on Celine Herbin. This is a par putt for Celine, and this is to have a chance to qualify for the Rico Women's British Open. The top 5 not already qualified at the end of the day today. Top 5 on the leaderboard will punch their ticket. Another nice week for Celine as we go to 17.
Yeah, back to 17. And Brittany Lincecum for par.
And Jim, she's made her fair share of this length of putt over the course of 70 holes or 69 holes, but this one may be the most important one.
Oh, yeah, her stroke has been really solid. I like the fact she's getting right up into it, keeping her routine and going forward. Yep.
Solid.
Yeah, it's a confident stroke. Her stroke's been really good. I know she gets inconsistent, but today it's been solid. Two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard with one more to go for Brittany. We'll be back.
Tidapa Suwanapura came off the patio and inside to take a look at the leaderboard, and she knows she's tied for the lead with Brittany Lincecum, who's moving to the tee at 18. Powerful player, one of the biggest hitters on the LPGA Tour, but Gail, an awkward par 5, angles-wise.
It is, and we've actually got the wind now coming up a little bit, and it's going from left to right, so that makes it even more difficult to hit this fairway.
She hit 3-wood yesterday, and what a break.
She got a great bounce, but will it miss the second bunker? Oh, no, right back into it.
Caught one break.
And then you have a big decision from that bunker, because you have to decide if you're going to take it over in the area where the green is, or if the lip won't allow you, you may have to lay up.
Brooke Henderson's tee shot here at the par 5 17th, 5th in par 5 scoring.
Yeah. This one is really hugging that left side. Might have to get a bit lucky with those trees.
Yeah, it's gonna. All she did, Karen. Now that actually kicked to the right, got the fairway. That is a huge tee shot. Live look here, just watching from inside.
These are your words, Jim. They're watching.
Well, that's good, I guess. You know, right now I'd probably head to the driving range and get ready to go, so you never know.
Look, Ma. And so we have 3 players with a chance to win. Henderson blisters her tee shot up the left side of the fairway at the 17th. Let's see who's up to the challenge today, presented by Prudential. It is the 25-year-old Thai Tidapa Suwanapura. I think it's her day. This is at the 11th. Who knows how far that would have gone past. It went down, and then could she do it again? This for eagle at the 17th.
I think she could. A little more perfect shot, but the result was the same.
That took her from 11 under to 13 under. And then at par 5 18th, her third shot. How about a third time? Nearly. She would roll that in for birdie to post 14 under. Up to the challenge presented by Prudential. Daniela Darkea from Ecuador. Third shot at this par 5. A chance with a birdie here. A chance to make it to the Rico Women's British Open. If she makes that, she is in.
Good shot.
Played at the University of Miami in her first season on the LPGA Tour. So let's take a look at the current standings of those trying to make it to the Rico Women's British Open. Suwanapuri is a lock. You got Haragai, Chankija, Mel Reed, Daniela Darkea, Celine Herbin would be the odd woman out. And we take it to the 17th.
Yeah, Brooke's second shot.
The biggest bounce I've seen. It's 240 out the back, but I feel like through it could get there. Would get like through, you know? This yeah, I am too. So tower or like only left to tower? Yeah, you gotta be left. Yeah, I agree.
Karen, a little long's probably better on this shot. She's played the last 2 holes 4 under this week.
Well, that's playing right into her wheelhouse too. I mean, right now she's got 220 to the hole, and it's a little into the breeze, but a little left of the hole location is exactly what she needs. That way she can land it just a bit short if she has to. Over the back of the green can be a bit gnarly.
Right at the banner on our TV tower.
This is quite high, and it's not left of the hole location. It's going towards the bunker.
It needs to get in the bunker. You know what? If it gets on the upslope, that's not that bad a shot. It just depends what the lie looks like. Struggling coming in.
All right, back-to-back par 5s, and we take you up to the 18th. And Jennifer Kupcho, third shot.
She does one interesting thing. A lot of players putt without their gloves. She plays all of her short shots without her glove also.
She sure does. with good reason.
Good touch.
Chip like that, I'd would.
She did that the other day at 18, didn't she? 68 in round 1, 71. Boy, what a moment. Soak it in. She'll have that for birdie. It is a two-way tie for the lead. Brooke Henderson has a third shot from the bunker at 17 in a moment.
Back at the 17th, Brooke Henderson's third. Gets it up and down about 43% of the time. Karen, how's the lie?
Lie's looking great. She's on the upslope, which I think is going to help her greatly, seeing that she really doesn't have any green to work with. The green that she does have to work with is angled towards her, meaning that it's going to land into the upslope. I believe she can be aggressive with this. Oh, it's a little too aggressive.
Yeah, she hit in the back of her stance, too.
That's unusual.
Yeah, that's still a makeable putt.
So she'll have that for birdie. Here's the second shot at the par 5 18th for Lincecum.
And this needs to get down.
Careful, 10 Mile Creek is there. She was down there the other day.
So the lip did not allow her to hit it across the creek. She had to take that little pitch of a layup.
Right, Judy, it wasn't worth the risk. She had to carry it 126 to get it to the flat and just 95 to the water.
Up ahead at that 18th, Daniela Darquet at this to clinch a spot in the Rico Women's British Open. How about it? All right, we have resorted here, and let's show you this tournament within a tournament, so to speak. Those trying to make it to the Rico Women's British Open. A hug for her caddy, a Texan, John Sutter. Darquea from Ecuador. Yeah, she just found out. You're in. Lytham's beautiful this time of year, so take a look. Suwanapura is in. Daniela Darquea in. And so it would be Mel Reed who would be out. They go, as you see, position on the money list through last week would break the tie.
Yeah, that's tough for Mel Reed because it's her home country.
Yeah.
But
still a chance maybe at the Scottish in a couple of weeks. Tadapa Suwanapura. What was that we were saying about this not being a great tournament to sit and wait and post a score?
I was saying how tough the last two holes are.
Oh, that was you. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
right.
17.
Yeah, Angela Stanford now for her birdie. chance to get back to -10.
And I almost fell down because she didn't chip it in.
I know. You expect it to go in every time.
She was in a great spot. She just, I think, was just overconfident and just powered it through everything.
That away. Nice putt. Still has the par 5 18th to play. She's still grinding away. Be proud. Made up for that bogey back at 16. Brooke Henderson still with a little bit of work left for this birdie. This is a tricky read, Karen.
It is, and as is the tendency with Brooke as the course of the day has been going on. She's been thinking a lot more about the shots. She's been thinking a lot about more putts, and ultimately it was her putter that let her down at the KPMG Women's PGA. And I know she's young, but as a player you have to try and forget all of those memories and focus on this one shot that she's facing now. This is huge.
Yeah, and I noticed they're taking a little bit more time on this one.
Yep.
On the last hole, Brittany didn't really line it up as much with her as she has right now. I think they're trying to see if this thing will go to the right.
I think, as we've said before, you just have to put a really positive stroke on it. Any hint of doubt and you'll never make it.
Right down on 18. Needs to break. No, misread the putt. Yep, got it outside the hole.
At 18, third shot, par 5 for Lincecum.
116 to the hole.
A beauty.
That was awesome.
A beauty. Lincecum will have that to get to 15 under and force Brooke Henderson to make eagle at this 18th. In the pairing behind her, and to knock out Tadapa Suwanapura. Oh, she said she liked it from down there. She did the same thing the other day. Almost went into 10 Mile Creek, that hazard. How about this for a lead-in to your first appearance on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I think she's going to go to Kentucky and feel pretty good. The last 3 missed putts for Brooke Henderson missed on the left side, which was the high side of the hole.
So Lincecum with a short putt for birdie. Henderson goes to the tee at 18, one back.
From Seminole, Florida, Brittany Lincecum.
She has at times led by as many as 2 in this final round, as many as 3 over the weekend, but now Brooke Henderson may need to make eagle here at 18. Tee shot on this par 5.
And a really sensible play by just using 3-wood. This is going to be safe. It's not going to run through into that right bunker.
The reason she may need eagle is because Brittany Lincecum has a short putt for birdie up ahead to get to 15 under. And there is Lincecum. What a story this would be heading into her maiden appearance on the PGA Tour next week at the Barbasol Championship in Kentucky. Just a few hours to the south of here. She's got this putt to take the lead outright.
And Grant, she did get a very nice read off of Jackie Concolino's attempt at birdie. This will swing just ever so slightly from her right to left. She's been really solid on putts 3, 4, 5 feet over the last 4 days.
26 putts so far today. And if she makes her 27th putt, she will have the lead to herself and force Brooke Henderson to make eagle on this par 5.
Talk about the dreaded horseshoe.
Wow. Tadapa Suwanapura, hang tight. You're still in it. Well, a pair of 67s puts Lincecum in the clubhouse with Suwanapura at 14 under par, and now Brooke Henderson needs birdie to tie. I cannot believe it. Another look.
It was moving just gently to the left. It caught a lot of the hole. Whoa.
So Suwanapura was watching. Tie at 14 under. And now Brooke Henderson is in the fairway. Karen, what's she got?
She's got a long way to go. She's got 228 to the front.
So what she really should be looking at is hit it, you know, far as she can, and get it on the right corner of the green. Not on the green, but somewhere there at the right corner where the chip or pitch is easy.
Can I get in the bunker? Yeah, I think you can. Because it's 13 short in the front, so it's 218 to get in. So that's like about how far you hit the last one. Would that be a good shot? It wouldn't be bad, but I think you'd rather just have a chip. So I'd try to get just right of it.
Maybe aim for the right edge with the in that way?
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe just a little right of that, but that's good.
Right?
Yeah. Lots of room on the right with that club. Good? Yep.
Definitely smart advice by her sister Brittany. Would rather have a chip. Much better than a bunker shot.
Birdie to tie. Eagle would win it in regulation.
Okay. This is drifting to the right.
How about that yardage? How awkward is it, Judy?
I'm not sure how awkward it is, but she's got a lot of green to work with. There's every reason to think she should be able to get this up and down.
If she does, she'll join Lincecum and Suwanapura in a playoff. Were she to hold it out, she would win it in regulation. There goes Suwanapura to the practice tee. Today's coverage is brought to you by Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Volvic Vivid, the world's best-selling matte finish golf balls. Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable. And by Prudential, official financial services provider of the LPGA. Tadapa Sawanapura had the lead to herself after 18 holes by one shot, even par yesterday, and came from way behind today, 65. She goes eagle birdie on 17 and 18. Brittany Lincecum, one of the biggest hitters on tour, par at those 2 par 5s, and now Brooke Henderson has made par at 17, and she'll have a third shot coming up. This was just moments ago, this to take the lead at 15 under. Confident stroke, looked in all the way. It was in for a second. Down in Columbus, they have the horseshoe where the Buckeyes play. It was a horrible horseshoe. We have a third shot coming up for Brooke Henderson from maybe 50 yards in front of the green. But first, Angela Stanford. Karen.
She got into trouble off the tee, hit it in the left fairway bunker, played very aggressively to get over the river, and just did so. This is quite awkward. That was from an upslope. And just putting that extra loft because of the upslope, causing that to come up short.
So Angela Stanford looking for a first victory since 2012. It's not going to happen today. Brooke Henderson looking for a second win this season, and she's got a third shot coming up on this par 5. If she gets up and down, she joins the playoff. Karen, what do you see here?
Ultimately, it's not easy. I mean, she knows exactly what she's got to do, and she also knows that if she just gets up and down, she has another chance to win this event. If she chips in, she wins it outright. It's I don't think she's going to play it too aggressively. This green is still one of the firmest out here, as it is the newest. She did leave herself in about as good a spot as you could possibly leave it, playing directly up the length of the green.
And you'd want to land this about where?
I think you need to be thinking about landing this about 5 yards on the green, 5 to 7 yards on, let it release back to the hole.
That hole's close to 60 feet onto the putting surface.
Asking for it to go. Wow.
You know, she's just lost her touch in the last 5 or 6 holes. I remarked about the putts that she missed on the high side. She did not hit a very good par putt at 16, missed that one on the low side. She's just, you know, lost her touch a little bit. And tough putt to have to make now.
Tadapa Sawanapura trying to get loose again. She finished up about an hour ago. She and Brittany Lincecum are in at 14 under. Time for our Kia shots of the day. And they belong to Tadapa Sawanapura. This at the 11th. Watch how much heat this has. The stick is still feeling it. So a pitch in for birdie there. And then par 5 17th, third shot. Not easy to judge out of that rough. She judges it perfectly.
7 years out here. That's a long time coming.
And she has our Kia shots of the day, and ultimately, this is coming down to 17 and 18. Tadapa made eagle birdie. Lincecum made par, and now Henderson made par, and now has maybe 20 feet or so for birdie. Angela Stanford's going to go first.
And she's starting to sort of put some good scores together, play some good golf, and under extreme sadness, really. She's so torn. She ideally wants to be back with her mother, yet her mum says, go out and play golf.
Mother Nan battling cancer after 8 years being cancer-free.
We've been watching Angela for a long time, and she is a tried and true good player. 13th on the career money list for the LPGA. She has won well over $10 million.
5 wins, but we remember her perhaps as much as anything for that playoff at Pumpkin Ridge in the 2002 U.S. Women's Open. Annika had a chance to win it. Ultimately, Hillary Lunke would go on to win. So she'll mark. She'll clear the stage briefly here for Brooke Henderson, who has this putt for birdie and to join a 3-way playoff.
There is a bit of movement in this. Grant has to move a bit to the left.
You know, Karen, I know you know a lot of putts are pretty obvious with what they're going to do. Would you call this an easy read? Maybe I lost Karen there for a minute.
Sorry, Judy.
That's okay.
This to join the playoff at 14 under. Not to be today for Brooke Henderson.
Such a good putt, though.
And she only missed 4 greens the first 2 days, but she missed 6 yesterday, missed 5 today, and could not hang on to that 54-hole lead. So it will be Brittany Lincecum and Tidapa Suwanapura in a playoff coming up next. There's Lincecum. She'll get ready to join Suwanapura.
Good luck.